So I thought it'd be worth chiming in, or piping in, about the report that's come out about Scotland's oil wealth in the 1970s. The 18-page report that's been essentially hidden for 20, 30 years. So I've heard people who in business that maybe are pro oil and gas, saying, why do we not open up oil and gas in Scotland again? One of the reasons that wasn't happening for a while in oil and gas in the west coast of Scotland in the North Sea was because it was financially not viable for a while. So the price of oil had dropped so low that we weren't actually producing it for low enough, and the Middle East were able to produce it really cheap. There's also comparisons to Norway. We have got no sovereignty fund, so the UK government never set up a sovereignty fund for Scotland from where the wealth was taken, and also it was skimmed by the government and taxed massively by the UK government at a point where they were suffering inflation, and actually it made for quite a wealthy period of time in the UK government. And the reserves that are still there are pretty significant, or they're significant enough still that you could still be pumping the oil out. But one of the things I would argue at this point is that we need to take a completely new approach with wind, offshore wind, and take a significant change in how we approach this stuff. So hear me out here, oil and gas prices are fixed against international markets for oil and gas, and then the price of renewable energy coming off of wind turbines in the North Sea is also aligned with pricing for gas for some reason. So that hasn't been changed. So that needs to change, because when the price of gas was high and the renewables were low last year, we never seen any benefit of that. You didn't actually see your direct improvement of your renewable energy cost, but the gas markets were making, or the energy markets were making lots of money off it. So there's a fair bit to this, but one of the things that needs to change is we need to decouple the electricity price of offshore wind to gas. So they have to be separate.